Greetings, Red Wolf Nation, and welcome to a new episode of Inside IU Sports. My name's Kyle Wright with the IU East Athletic Department, keeping you company tonight. Thank you so much for joining us, and glad to have joining us Coach Steve Moore from the IU East men's soccer program. So, Coach, thanks for taking time away from the practice field
to glad to be here.
Talk about the 2018 season that's right around the corner.
Yep.
And before we look ahead, let's look back a little bit at the first season, the 2017 inaugural season. 9-2 record, qualified for the conference tournament, won around there to reach the conference tournament semifinals. By all accounts, I think especially for a first-year season, a great first-year season. You've had a year to reflect on everything. Yep. Just kind of, what's your assessment looking back on that first year?
You know, we did. We felt really good about it. It was about what we'd hoped for. You know, we definitely some highs, definitely some lows with the roster makeup that we had. That was kind of to be expected, I guess. It wasn't going to be just smooth sailing the whole way. You know, obviously with making it to the postseason, winning a game, you know, doing something that not a lot of teams in the conference have done in getting a result at Rio Grande were definitely some of the big things. But obviously, hey, you know, we lost to Ohio Christian at home. Finished near the bottom of the conference. Definitely wanted that one back. So yeah, definitely some things that were good. Still in the process of you know, getting the right mix of guys, with getting the guys that want to be here for the right reasons off the field, and we really feel good about the returning group that we've got this year, and definitely feel like we've made some improvements that way too. So.
Well, let's talk about the group you've got coming in. We'll start out with a couple fill-in-the-blank questions.
Sure.
So to start out with, you've had the group on the practice field for about 2 weeks now, and at this point you'd say the personality of your team this year is blank. How would you fill that in?
Much more mature. You know, last year we had no seniors on the team. We had, I think, 7 combined juniors and sophomores, and then 16 freshmen. So maybe to be expected that we weren't going to be quite as mature. This year we've got 3 seniors, we've got 17 combined sophomores and juniors, and only 7 freshmen. So it's a much more balanced roster. We've got some guys that have been there, done that. Obviously that number includes a number of transfers with this year, coming in this year, and so definitely a lot more mature. Which has been a good thing from what we know off the field, a good thing, but also on the field, definitely our sessions have been typically better, and guys come into practice knowing what to do, knowing what to expect, and just the level of play has been better because of that. So that's been a good thing.
Okay. Another fill in the blank. If this is a successful season, it will be a successful season because blank.
Sure. I guess first thing that pops to mind is just, hey, we'll have found a goal scorer. Our top goal scorer last year will be out this year with having had ACL surgery from an injury he had in the spring. A number of guys. I think that we've got something only like 9 goals that we scored returning. So we need to score a lot more than that. So we'll need to find a goal scorer, and looking for kind of our defense to have a couple of guys step up and lead us, and lead us in their play, but also lead us giving direction and helping direct the defense.
Well, let's meet the group you've got this year. We'll go in numerical order. So, and for our purposes, we'll say 0 comes before double 0. So that means we'll start with Josh Powell, actually your first signee ever, and also your representative on the Conference Champions of Character team last year.
Yep. Josh is a guy that, geez, all year last year, this year, hey, he does everything that we're asking him to do. You know, from being there early, helping set things up, asking for feedback. He is he's a worker, and he's you know, he didn't play all of our games last year, but it's not because he's not trying to do everything that he can to do it. And so that's we've seen some improvements from him, and that's hey, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for that kind of a kid, and he's done great off the field as well. I know he's worked here all summer long. He's involved. He's done good academically. So just a great kid to have in the program.
Then another keeper, number 00, Aaron Gibson. He got the start in the last 19 matches last year.
Yep. He was steady Eddie, so to speak. Just very consistent. Was down in Virginia Beach this summer training with a semi-pro team, so we've been happy with what we've seen from him so far. That was a good experience for him, just to see another higher level and also to help him raise his level of play too. So also another kid that's done really well in the classroom. That's just a good guy to have in the program.
This next one kind of hot off the press news. We don't even have a photo yet, but number 1, Gianluca Marchetti.
Yep. He is someone that we knew about. It kind of was, I don't want to say he was off our radar, out of our league a little bit. Coming out of Ancilla College, he was a junior college All-American there. He knew we had a couple players that we'd recruited and talked with from Ancilla. Hey, pulling transfers is sometimes a crapshoot a little bit, and sometimes you end up lucking into kids that maybe you don't think that you should be able to get, and he's one of them. Was at Ancilla for a year, had a great experience, had a great playing experience anyway there. Spent the last year at Oklahoma Christian down in Oklahoma, and through another connection, another Ancilla connection, hey, we're going to end up with a pretty stellar goalkeeper. We're still waiting on him to get paperwork processed and everything, so don't have a lot of first-hand experience with him yet, but really excited about the possibilities with what he can bring to the team.
Okay. First of the true freshmen we're going to talk about, Baru Yaplo. He's going to wear number 3.
Yep. Baru is a world traveler. He's been all over the place. He's from Ivory Coast. He's lived in Hawaii. Military kid, so he's been all over the place with his dad. Played in Japan recently. We graduated from the American military high school out there, and athletic kid, big kid. Definitely wanting and willing to listen and learn. Definitely, hey, he confident in his abilities, but he's learning. All preseason, he's after it. He came in fit, one of the fittest freshmen that we had, which is good. He's doing the things that he can do to be prepared, but he's still a freshman, and so there's still some freshman mistakes that we're ironing out, but a lot of potential out of him. Looking forward to his future.
Okay. Up next, a guy who was your co-teammate of the year last year. He started all 20 matches, number 4, Nate Dove.
Yep, Nate Dove is probably the best word to describe him is he's just a competitor. He's a grinder, and he's not going to be he's not going to brag about being our best player probably, but man, he's gonna lace him up and go at it as hard as anybody. He's great in that. Hey, that's the kind of guy that we want. We want guys that are gonna battle. He is willing and able to play a lot of different positions. I think that we played him at center back a game or two last year. I know he played center mid. I know he played outside back, outside mid. So he's incredibly versatile that way. So just the kind of guy that a glue guy. It's probably the best way to put him is, hey, he just can do a lot of different things for us and is good to have in the program that way too.
Okay. Next up, we're number 5, another one of the transfers coming in this year, Connor Cowan. Tell us about him.
Yeah, Connor's coming back off an ACL injury as well. He's been, it's probably been close to a year and a half now since he's had the injury, but he's still getting back up to speed. He's a very high-level player, but that also means that, hey, when you're coming back from an ACL, you got kind of a long ways to go, and so he's someone that has a ton of potential, having played at Tiffin, very good Division II school, played at University of Indianapolis, another good Division II school in the region. So someone that, hey, very professional about his approach to the game, knowing that, hey, we're looking at him as someone that is going to contribute a lot and that expectations are high, and he gets that. And is, hey, doing the work that he needs to do to be there. But really excited about possibilities for him with us.
Okay. And the program here only is in the second year, but there will be some seniors on the roster this year, some transfers from past years. So one of those, Nate Gunther, number 6.
Yeah, Nate's, hey, he battled some injuries last year a little bit, was in and out. Already got a little bit of a hamstring that he's working on right now, but a good guy. I would say that he's a guy that definitely adds some personality to the squad. Real easygoing. And got a lot of experience, which is definitely, with having still a lot of young guys, not as many freshmen, but still a lot of young guys. brings a lot to the table to be able to kind of help incorporate a lot of those new guys, and he's been doing well in that regard for sure.
Okay. Counted, there's at least 8 countries represented on the roster, maybe even more than that, because some guys could count for more than one.
Right.
One of those, number 7, João de Lima, he is from Brazil originally.
Yep. João is in maybe a better spot than some of the other freshmen in that he started in January, so he had all spring to train with us, which was good. Coming from a different country, different playing style. Hey, college soccer in the U.S. it's just different. You know, athleticism means a lot, and so there's been some adjustment from him. But it was, like I say, it was great to be able to have him in the spring to give him just an extra full semester to adjust. Did great academically, which is, hey, that's something that we prioritize with guys that we're recruiting, and so it's good to see him doing well. He's kind of going back and forth whether we're going to play him as a center back, whether we'll play him as an outside back. He just wants to play, which is, you know, not to be unexpected, but willing to move around if need be to get on the field, and he's been doing well.
Right. Then next up, another true freshman from Puerto Rico, Edian Ruiz.
Yeah, Edian. Was one of our earliest signings this year. He spent some time playing, I believe, with the U17 national team down there in Puerto Rico, so he's had some good level experience. And he's doing well with us. You know, we got to pack some pounds on him. He's pretty thin, but pretty technical. Understands what he needs to be doing. But the physical side of the game is probably going to be his biggest adjustment period with what he needs to do. But he's got a bright future as well. There's definitely the potential there. You just need some development here.
Okay. And we'll be sure to mention Trevor Linke. He was number 30 last year, number 9 last year. Led with 13 goals, but as you mentioned, going to start this year on the injured list.
Yep. He's I know that he's frustrated about it. I know, you know, man, he's pretty unique. You know, not a lot of 6'4", 215-pound guys that come in and score 13 goals, you know, their very first season. And so we're going to miss him for sure. I know that, you know, I've had a lot of players get injured over the years, and sometimes guys or gals are, you know, it's hard to stay tied in, and he's not had that problem. He's been out of every practice. Hey, what can I do? What can I help with? You know, from line to the fields to setting cones up to, you know, standing on a side, you know, playing a ball in, you know, just standing there with his good, healthy leg. You know, he wants to be involved as much as he can, and so we're for sure going to miss him, but still a great freshman year. Excited for year 2, even though it's going to come a year later than what we wanted it to.
All right, so we've met about half of the 2018 IU East men's soccer roster. We'll take a quick break, and then we'll come back and meet the rest of the Red Wolves right here on Inside IU East Sports.
What can I do for you today?
My throat's been hurting all day, and I have class in an hour.
Okay, let's get you feeling better.
Receive quality care without the wait. Read Health Now, right beside you.
Hi, how can I help you?
My daughter has a fever and she isn't feeling well.
Okay, let's get her feeling better.
Receive quality care within the comfort of your own home. Read Health Now, right beside you.
And welcome back to Inside IU East Sports. We're meeting the 2018 IU East men's soccer team with Coach Steve Moore. We met the players who will wear single digits in our first segment. Now let's meet the roster that'll be wearing double digits during the 2018 campaign. So, Coach, next up, number 10, another true freshman, Brandon Bates, not far away from Fairfield, Ohio.
Yeah, Brandon is a guy that's got a ton of potential. He's a guy that we you know, thought about coming in knowing, hey, true freshman, there's going to be some development time for him, and he's been a surprise for us in a good way. Typically, the things we talk with freshmen about the transition issues are physicality and speed of play, and those have definitely been the two things that he's battled with, that he's working on, but there's been plenty of flashes where, hey, he gets a little bit extra time, where he's looked awfully good. You know, he assisted on a goal that we had last night in our scrimmage, and so the potential's there. It's just the game slowing down for him and him kind of catching up to the speed of play. So, a lot of potential there.
Number 11 is Tyler Fox. He was your Team Most Improved Player Award winner last year.
Yep. The game, and he was, I would say that he was similar to Brandon last year, in that the game just needed to slow down for him, and it has. He's a lot more comfortable in his own skin, comfortable with what we want from him on the field, and he's come a long ways. Fitting in with the guys, fitting in with the team, fitting in with what we want him to do on the field. Excited for more growth from him, and he's putting in the work. He's one of our hardest workers. Really excited about possibilities for him going forward.
Number 12, a guy who saw the field a lot last year, Daniel Sims, going into his sophomore year.
Yep. Danny's a guy that again, he's very similar to Aaron Gibson in the regard that just steady, consistent with what we get from him. He's definitely made some strides, but still looking for, hey, just being able to be physical. He's not a big guy, one of our smaller guys on the squad, and so getting him to play a little bit bigger is something that we continue to work with him about. Looking for him to get on the goal scoring list. I think he assisted on a couple goals last year, but just couldn't find the back of the net, and so it's kind of his next stage of development, playing out on the wing. He's going to get into spots where we just need him to, sometimes even just clean up slop to get goals for us, and excited for possibilities with him this year.
Next up, he's the reigning River States Conference Newcomer of the Year, and he was the co-player of the year for your team, number 13, Dumi Kumwinda.
Yeah, Dumi's, man, probably arguably one of the most athletic guys on our team, just incredibly quick, agile, and can make up for some even when he makes mistakes, he's got the athleticism to make up for it. Really did a good job in back for us. Missed some of preseason with some Achilles stuff, but had him back the last couple days, and he's doesn't look like he's slacked off much at all from where he was last year, and so I'm excited for what he brings. Looking for him to probably for him just taking more leadership and back with giving direction and that kind of thing. So lots of potential for him.
Next up, a guy who actually goes way back with Dumi as far as college places to play.
Yep.
He was your co-teammate of the year last year, Liam Healy.
Yep, Liam's a leader, and vocally leads, direction. He doesn't. And guys listen. He knows what he's talking about, and guys follow, and that's what we want. And that's a big reason why the guys voted him teammate of the year, is because he's involved with everybody. There's very little cliquish stuff within our team anyway, but he does a great job of kind of incorporating everybody, and even with the new guys, has done a really good job of that so far this year too.
Number 16 is Gaston Pondel. He was your co-player of the year last year, played a really key role there.
Yep. He played exclusively in the middle of the field for us last year. He was probably our most mature, consistent central midfielder for us last year, and brings that back again this year. So just physically developed. He's a senior. He knows what needs to happen. When we talked about maturity of the team, that's what he brings to the table. And not to downplay his level of play at all, but that maturity and knowing when to speed the game up, knowing when to slow it down. That's what you get from a senior leader that was a captain last year, that's played however many minutes, and just very consistent in the middle of the field for us, which is, hey, that's what we need out of that guy.
Next, number 17, Lenny Guzman. During the recruitment process, it seemed like you were tweeting accomplishments of his every other week. So someone I'm sure you're excited to have.
Yeah, he's been great. He's back. He's from my neck of the woods where I grew up with. My high school team played his high school team. Obviously, I don't even know if he was born when I was playing him, but nevertheless, I know his area of the world really well. He played on a summer league semi-pro team, played a lot, had a lot of success with them, and that's translated really well here. He's come in, he's in good form, he's in good fitness. He's definitely going to help move our midfield forward. Plays in the middle of the field, likes to direct the show, pretty technical. Some similarities with Gaston, but some differences. They're definitely not the same player, but they should complement each other really well.
Brought in two former teammates from Antelope Valley College out in California. The first of those we're going to talk about is Carlos Cruz, who will wear number 19.
Yep. Carlos is really technical. Grew up playing in the Galaxy Academy out there, so high-level player. Was at Antelope Valley and had a good career. The thing we were talking about this in the coaching staff just the other day at practice, and the coaching staff said, hey, he can serve a ball just about anywhere he wants. We were watching him take corner kicks yesterday at training, and about spot on. Just very, very clean, very technical. Workhorse of a player as well, so he's going to be someone that's definitely going to challenge for time out on the wing for us. I'm excited for what he's bringing to the table so far. Great kid too.
Joining Liam, another one from Australia, this one a freshman, Ryan Maudet. Tell us about him.
Yep, Ryan's been in process for longer, but similar situation to Gianluca in that we're still waiting on him to get here. So still looking forward to getting eyes on him. Everything that we know, everything that we've seen, people we've talked with, hey, he's going to be a guy that's going to be. I know that he's a couple years removed from high school, so he's a little bit older, a little bit more mature. Again, kind of going with that theme of looking for more maturity. He's not going to seem like your traditional freshman, even though he is. And so we look for him to. He's a bigger kid. A lot of our center mids are in the 5'8", 5'9", maybe 5'10" variety. He's a little bit bigger, 6', 6'1", so he'll add a different component to what we have in the midfield there, but he's definitely someone that I expect is going to contribute for us this first year.
Okay, then a guy who's played a lot of soccer in a lot of places, Tino de Zabala. Tell us about Tino.
Tino, yeah, Tino's similar to Baru in that he's played a number of places. He was born in Venezuela. I knew he spent a year or two up here in the States playing. More recently was in Madrid. So he's been all over the place, and just the varied experiences. He's transitioning well, and he's shaping up to see a good chunk of time playing as an outside back for us. If you look at him, you think, boy, this is a kid that the physical side of college soccer shouldn't be that big of a change for him. Just a pretty well-developed, physical-looking kid, and that's definitely helped with him so far.
And then you've got one from the local Richmond High School this year, a freshman, Dennis Herrera.
Yep, Dennis is someone. I was just telling this to one of the other guys on the team. Hey, I've probably seen, as far as recruits go, I've seen him play probably more than any other recruit that we've had on our team, being local here. He's every game that I've seen him play, he's shown well, the local soccer scene isn't necessarily the highest level of play, and so my question in my head was always, how's he going to transition to the college game where everybody's good, and the defenders aren't just going to let you run by him, and he's been awfully good so far. We're awfully excited about the possibility and the higher level of play, both that he's playing against and that he's playing with. I think is going to help his game just take off. So I'm really excited about what he's bringing to the table so far.
Number 23 is Hassan Abdallah, transfer, a lot of soccer in the St. Louis area.
Yep. Grew up in St. Louis, played at Jefferson College, just outside of St. Louis. Very athletic kid. He plays out wide. Not sure if he'll end up seeing more time as an outside back or as an outside winger, but very athletic. Biggest thing for him is probably just picking up what we want him to do in whichever one of those roles that he ends up in. Is he needing to get forward? Is he needing to overlap? Just the mental side of things is the quicker he can pick that up, the quicker he's going to get himself onto the field because the ability is there.
Okay. The second of the two from Antelope Valley, we've got Matthew Flettis.
Yep, Matt. Matt's been great so far. I don't want to downplay his ability, whether it be technical or otherwise, but he is a worker. He got here, he'd taken a red-eye flight, got in at 6 a.m. We had a timed run, about 4 hours later, and he won our timed run. And so in the scrimmage yesterday, I don't think the kids stopped running the entire game. So there's no question there. And like I say, I don't want to downplay his ability as a player. It's definitely not just physical, because he can play a little bit too. So he's going to add. We're going to have to find a place for him to play, because he just brings it that much to the table for us.
And last but not least, he'll be your returning leading active scorer, I guess you'd say.
Right.
4 goals and 2 assists last year, Michael Hall.
Yeah, Michael, we're excited for him. Michael came to us really late last year, and so preseason last year was, man, get him caught up to speed, get him fit, because he hadn't been planning on playing until right late. And so for him to come in and see as much time and have the success that he had, and he scored some timely goals for us, was great, but it was totally unexpected. So to get him back this year, having had a full season with us, a full summer where, hey, he actually knew he was going to be coming to play someplace and working out and getting ready. I'm excited for what he's going to be able to do coming into season ready to go. I know that he was, as much as he brought for us last year, he was still disappointed that he wasn't able to do more, and knew why that was the case. But and that's translated to the work that he's done. He's had an awfully good preseason so far.
We've got about a minute for one last fill-in-the-blank question.
Sure.
So to Red Wolf Nation fans out there, we had great attendance last year, but obviously hoping for more. Just fans, they should come watch this team because...
Sure. Hey, one of the previous questions was, hey, if this season's successful, it's going to be successful because, hey, I think it's going to happen. We're going to have a great year, and we're going to be an exciting team to watch. We last year, it took us 2 or 3 games before we got things going. We put 3 goals on the board just the other night in our opening scrimmage, and coming from different guys. It's going to be an exciting team to watch. We've got guys from all over the place, and despite that, we've got guys that are clicking, that are on the same page as each other. It's going to be a fun, exciting group to come watch. They're going to do some things, I think, that the Richmond community just hasn't seen, and I think that's going to be a lot of fun to watch. It's going to be a lot of fun for me to watch. So I'm sure that for the non-soccer person, they're going to see some things that they haven't seen before.
I know I'm looking forward to seeing it as well. So thank you so much for taking time to join us today. Remember, the schedule can be found online at IUERedWolves.com, and the matches are played at Centerville High School, a short drive from IU East. This has been Inside IU East Sports. I'm your host, the IU East Athletic Department. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.